time to time I can feel you with me. Most of the time I'm just happy to see the sweetest smile in a photograph that I keep in my pocket. Remember when we were in high school, you stole my heart that night, driving faster than my car could go, peeling out of sight. When daylight came, we walked out hand in hand. We didn't care that it's all just written in sand. From time to time I can feel you with me. Most of the time I'm just happy to see the sweetest smile in a photograph that I keep in my pocket. I tried to remember your voice, I tried to hear your words, wrote your name in a song in every verse. I'll sing it to you now. When daylight came, we walked out hand in hand. We didn't care that it's all just written in sand. I turn and walk into the kitchen, find my favorite chair, sit and listen to the night song, voices everywhere. They play that song that we waltzed to hand in hand. We wrote our story, but it's all just written in sand. Time to time I can feel you with me. Most of the time I'm just happy to see the sweetest smile in a photograph that I keep in my pocket. The sweetest smile in a photograph that I keep in my pocket.
When you were working for all those years for those performers as a crew member, was it ever on your mind that you would be doing that, or that you would rather be doing that? Like, was there a tug of war inside of you, or?
Yeah, like I said, not really.
Not really,
because I always just enjoyed playing. I worked with a lot of the same people for quite a few years, and they were our crew guys, and they were musicians too. You know,
Okay.
Our guitar tech for a while, George Waduli, he was the lead singer in a band called Kick-Axe, which was a big heavy metal band.
Huge.
Yeah, and so he was an awesome musician. We had another guy who was in a band called Mystery Machine from Vancouver.
Okay.
So basically a lot of the crew guys are musicians, and so we would just enjoy. I was fine just sitting around a hotel room and jamming away with my friends and stuff, and I think it's also a bit discouraging when I'm a monitor engineer and we do in-ear monitors.
Okay.
And listening to Sarah McLachlan singing into my ears for 20 years, you start to think, well, I'm never going to be any good, like you kind of compare yourself, a little bit. So I always thought, I'm shit. I'm never.
Or maybe you absorb it. I don't know.
Well, I hope
it could be that too.
Yeah, I think I absorb some things as well. But
I know what you mean about being privileged to be able to do that kind of a job. But I think that's absolutely remarkable that you were, first of all, in a group of people who were similar in that you could really enjoy the music, you could enjoy the life, you could enjoy the job you were doing, which was helping to make that music, but you could also have that place where your own music had a space.
Yeah.
That's just remarkable.
Yeah.
Time falls into pieces, cuts to my heart, broken and torn. Lost love, lines and creases, I've seen your face, haunts me no more. And I know you walk with me. I've seen worse men free. She said, you won't find another like me. She holds me like a baby, safe in her arms, alone in my mind. On the outside, I'm a stranger, questions of faith, questions of time. And I know you walk with me. I've seen worse men free. She said, you won't find another like me. And I'm inclined to lose what I find when you're mine. I know you're mine. My right hand, all that matters, shelter and warm, sleep through the night. But my left hand is in tatters, tired as my bones, cold as my heart. And I know walk with me. I see worse men free. She said, you won't find another like me.
And you have a studio? What so is your
just a little home
studio? But you can record in
it?
Like,
yes. I've always recorded stuff.
Right.
When I was on the road, I always had a guitar when I was on the road. I still do. Yeah. And I always had something to record on. I used to carry around a Fostex 4-track.
Yeah.
I still have that. It's under my stairs at home.
Wow.
And nowadays, you know, I usually have an interface and some way of recording something.
When you're traveling, like
when I'm traveling, You know, I work with Chris Isaac now, and I've been working with him for 10 years, and they're all just awesome.
Yeah.
The band is great. In fact, their keyboard player, who just retired, did a lot of stuff on my album. And the way I recorded my album was just sort of, it was just sort of all over the place. Some stuff I might even have recorded in a hotel room. So what I would do is I would just send, his name's Scotty Plunkett, and he's just an awesome keyboard player. I would just send him a file, and he would do stuff in his hotel room. He'd send it back to me like within a couple of hours, and amazing stuff. So, and the same with Rolly, the bass player. He played some stuff for me as well. So,
quick little story. Earlier today, there was a band in, and one of the band members remembered you from a long time ago and had high praise for you. And you were, it was Stephen Page, as a matter of fact, from Bare Naked Ladies, and he's touring around now with Canada's, I guess, newest supergroup, the Trans Canada Highwaymen.
That's right. Yeah.
And so I can't wait to see what they're all about. So that's really fun. But somebody now, you worked with the Bare Naked Ladies how long ago?
Oh God!
You were saying like
it was
years ago, and it was for a week.
Yeah, I was just filling in. I don't know what happened to their monitor engineer. He was sick or something, or I'm not sure what happened. But yeah, it was just a fill in. And at the time, I was still working with Sarah, and you know, between Sarah and the Bare Naked Ladies, we knew lots of. We knew each other and stuff. So But yeah, that was a fun experience. They're a fun bunch of dudes.
For sure. But after all this time, he not only remembered you, but had high praise for you. So that's.
I'm a bit shocked at that, but
that's wonderful.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Dave, I'm a bit beside myself because, as I said, you know, understanding that we were going to have a sound engineer come in and play for us. Put kind of a different image in my mind. And then when you played and sang the way you did, we were just utterly, thoroughly charmed. So thank you so much for the gift of your music.
Thank you.
And for doing what you're doing.
Thank you for doing what you're doing with this series. I think it's fantastic. I can't wait for it to come out. And put it on my YouTube channel.
Oh, definitely. Okay, deal. Okay. Excellent.
This is called Bars of Steel. 6 by 8's just a big enough hole for my broken mind, my blackened soul. Trade it all for a chance to hold these bars of steel. Felt no rage, no passion or hate as I drew towards my intended fate. Your empty eyes offer no escape from these bars of steel. Wasn't born to be a killer, wasn't raised to take a life, never felt the darkness creeping, never saw till I closed my eyes. Now the rope is calling, calling, bring me closer to the goddamn truth. Damn the thought that pulled the trigger, left me standing here with my own sin. Wasn't born to be a killer, wasn't raised to take a life, never felt the darkness creeping, never saw till I closed my eyes. Jumped across to the other side for a glimpse into the devil's mind. Now I'm never stepping from behind these bars of steel. Wasn't born to be a killer. Wasn't raised to take a life. Never felt the darkness creeping. Never saw till I closed my eyes.
Such a sweet picking to it for such a deep subject.